Good evening, everybody. It's your favorite aspiring historian here, a wandering author, reminding you that we're all the authors of our own lives. As always, my message remains the same. Spend less, live more, earn your freedom with frugality. And today we're going to talk about lawsuits that occurred in ancient Greece. Over 150 speeches from Athenian courts have survived, letting us glimpse their cultural traditions. Typically, we only hear one side's case, and some polishing certainly occurred on the surviving documents. So it's hard for us to know exactly what happened, but Socrates would be brought to court on charges of impiety, and the specific law used on his read as follows, quoting, "If a man is guilty of impiety, he is to be tried in the court of the king Archon, and made liable to death or confiscation of property. Any citizen who so wishes may bring the prosecution." So anybody could charge you with impiety, and then you either had, if you were found guilty of it, then you either were put to death or they took your stuff. Social customs were governed by deliberately vague sets of laws, favoring the common man's view of right and wrong, and Athenian courts were mostly concerned with peaceful dispute settlements, than delivering objective justice. So their courts ran a little bit differently than ours. Jurors swore to uphold the law when assessing cases of impiety, despite the lack of legal experts to inform them. Verdicts were reached via a simple majority vote using a secret ballot, and there was no right to appeal, as the Athenian people were the ultimate authority. In some ways that sounds kind of cool, in other ways that sounds very backwards. Obviously, I'm a huge fan of people power, but having no right to appeal and having all of your verdicts chosen by a simple majority, that sounds like a recipe for some emotional court cases, to say the least. Consistency failed to emerge from this ad hoc system of laws, and Athenian playwright Aristophanes parodied this state of affairs, comparing jurors to insects who stung victims without cause. Trials were called agones, or contests, and they represented inter-elite conflicts. Patrons frequently employed insults targeting someone's supposed lowly birth or deviant sexual behavior. The Athenians had different standards about what was relevant. A haircut and shave could do wonders for someone's innocence. So who looks the most like a criminal? If you looked like a criminal, then chances were you were going to be charged as a criminal. As biased as that sounds, it was. Greek law focused on motive, emphasizing the criminal rather than the crime. Even though the Athenian legal system appears amateurish to modern eyes, it was considered admirable at the time, and it served as the basis for Alexander's legal system in Egypt when it was established. Athenians also failed to distinguish between failure and unlawful behavior, commonly charging politicians and generals after their failures. So if you were leading an army to war and you did not perform well, then you could be charged. But in a system where loyalty to democracy was the prime determinant of guilt and innocence, failure is a kind of unlawful behavior. Precisely those aspects that we might see as deficiencies are what enabled the legal system to be a powerful tool of democracy. And tomorrow we can talk about Socrates' trial. That's what I've got for you guys today. What are y'all doing in order to inspire, uplift, and empower your local community today? Because this world isn't changing unless we all do our part, and you can count on me to do mine daily. Till next time, I love y'all.